What a time we live in now. The world is changing right in front of us and we don't even notice. I'm on Facebook the other day and I was scrolling up, and I seen a old commercial of Blockbuster. And I just laughed like, wow. I remember Blockbuster. It used to be crazy. So I started looking at other things like old stuff that I was into. Or when you starting to realize you're getting older and your parents always say, be a kid as long as you can, 'cause time will pass you by. I remember being in my dad's basement and seeing the old uh records like the Gap Band and stuff, how they keep like 6 tracks on a CD, but every song was like 25 minutes long. I'm like, geez. Then I remember, growing up, you had the Walkmans, the tape players, and you just listening, and you got to flip the tape over to the other side. And I remember the box. That was a channel back in the day with like the music videos of all the new stuff, and you had to like call in and press 465, to get the latest songs and or latest videos. And I was just like, man, it just got my mind racing. Like all of the old stuff. Like I remember when they said CDs were gonna be over with and everything was going to like digital and Bluetooths, and I'm like, man, we can never get rid of CDs, can we? Dear Love, episode 22. Remember the old boom boxes? Like like the boom boxes like in the movie Do the Right Thing. It took batteries for that thing to run. And you put the tape in there, you hit play, you rewind. Sometimes the tape would get all caught up and you gotta like untangle it, and it was crazy. So to see now that you got little like players that you can buy and listen to your music that have Bluetooth capability, it's like we didn't came a long way from playing CDs, man. Like it's cars now without CD players. And it's like, what? I mean, I still have CDs. I guess now it's time to wrap them up. Maybe you could sell them or something, or they'd be worth money in the future. But if you think about it, it doesn't seem that long ago, but it was. I mean, CD's been around for a while, so I guess it is time to move on to the new stage. I knew it was. I knew I was getting old when I got in a friend's car, and it hooked to his phone, and it was no CD player in the whole car, and I'm just like, damn, that's crazy. Then you got the cars with the push button to start and don't need a key, and it's just, man, times are really moving. So all of this came from me just seeing this commercial of Blockbuster. So it got me to thinking, like, let me just start following this page. And I noticed, like, we really don't appreciate where we came from as far as TV shows, technology, music, everything. Like, we really don't appreciate it as much as we should. I was looking at an old show called The Rugrats. I see they trying to bring the Rugrats back. That was an old Nickelodeon show. And I'm like, the one that they trying to bring back look crazy. It don't look like Tommy. It don't look like, Angelica. We talking about the two main characters and they on there looking crazy. And I'm like, wow, now I kind of understand how my dad would feel when we would watch something and he'd be like, oh yeah, I remember that's a remake. And I'm thinking, man, this ain't nothing like how y'all's used to be. Y'all's was whack. Like they got powers now. Niggas doing, jumping and hitting backflips on the TV show. Voice acting is on point. But one day he sat me down and I watched the original Spider-Man. I'm talking about back when they was already like using like the same clips for certain shows and stuff. And I swear to you, I sat there and watched the whole series. I'm like, man, this is way better than the remake. And a lot of people say that about different stuff. Like the original is always good. But I was sitting there stuck like, damn, this is Spider-Man. Like, he ain't even doing all the crazy stuff that he do on the Spider-Man that I watched. This is like simple. But it was like different type of enemies. And it just, I mean, I guess the whole feel was different. I remember the old show. Remember the show Popeye? He'd eat his spinach and get big. I guess it was for like the kids to, try to eat their vegetables. Woody Woodpecker, all of the old like cartoons with like Looney Tunes, and man, it was just a lot. And I noticed that I used to have a lot of those VHS tapes. Wow, I'm getting old, man. VHS tape. When the last time you seen a VHS player? Yeah, keep thinking. I don't think you're gonna remember no time soon. Even as far as movies, we had a lot of great movies back then. Remember Dolomite? Oh man, I'm about to hurt a lot of people's feelings, but remember Pimps Up, Hoes Down? Ooh, that was a classic. Anybody who claimed they a pimp, if you ain't seen Pimps Up, Hoes Down, man, you ain't no pimp. You ain't no player. The original Friday. Now all the Fridays were good, but I remember the original Friday, how great that was. I mean, it's just so much stuff from back then we kind of like look over and forget. You know how they always say, smell the roses while you alive to smell them. We just lost the Queen and Aretha Franklin, and it's like now they want to play her music even more. They want to, it's like, man, we should do these things while people still alive, while they can feel it, while they can see it, enjoy it. It just makes me feel like we overlook a lot of stuff. It just makes me want to say, okay, we lost her music gonna live on forever. Let's look at, let's look at some of the others who deserve that type of recognition. Like I personally feel like, since we talking about like, older people as far as what they brought to the game, Denzel Washington. I know they didn't did a lot for him, but we need to do a little bit more. I don't think we really appreciate what Denzel brought to the table. I don't think we appreciate what Will Smith brought to the table. I mean, musically and acting wise. I mean, the man is still doing it. So it's like we overlook a lot of those older movies. If we just speaking about movies, all of those older movies that they do. Now, Denzel just recently put out The Equalizer 2. From the little bit I seen, it was a dope movie. Everybody that I know that seen it said it was a dope movie. But man, let's think about when Denzel started. Let's think about his past movies. And I feel like, man, Training Day was to me, that was the turning point as far as he played a villain for once. And I can't even really say that's a villain, but he played that role like, man, like you would think he was a dirty cop. You know what I mean? And he really played that role. And it's something when you watch something or you watch a movie and you think that person is who they're acting as. That's when it's real. That's when you really feel it. What else is like old school that I think we overlook? I think we overlook how popular the Slinky was, or the yo-yo. Remember when people used to do all the little yo-yo tricks in school? And, kids would try, oh, I could do the Eiffel Tower. Oh, look, I can do this. It's like it was so many tricks you used to see people doing with the yo-yos. Kids just need to get back outside, honestly. I mean, if we talking, back in the day, a lot of kids is overweight and everything nowadays, to me personally, because we not getting outside no more. Everybody inside. Everybody chilling. It used to be hard for us to stay in the house. It like if the sun is out, our parents are like, hey, go find something to do. Come back in when it's dinner time, or play for a football team or some type of thing that's going on in the community. Do something. But kids, man, everything is in their face. And that's why, again, we don't appreciate the old school way of doing stuff. Actually going out and playing football, actually going out getting dirty. I mean, it's no need for these kids to even have play shoes no more. Remember, we used to have play shoes. You got your school shoes and you got your play shoes. Do kids even go outside anymore? I got an even deeper question, because I was kind of like this in a sense. Do kids even have friends anymore that's not online? How many people can say they have a lot of friends? How many people can say, you know, I can go outside over my friend's house? Or even as adults, how many of us can say, oh, I can go over such and such house and be cool? I mean, with everything going on nowadays, it's hard to even trust anybody. But our kids, like my brother, for instance, he's one of the guys who plays like the World of Warcraft games, big PC player. You know, he got computers and all of those things. And I know he got millions of friends online, and I'm sure he got some friends, you know, in the neighborhood. But I mean, if you really think about it, it's like everything is done through the internet. We didn't used to depend on the internet. Hell, AOL, you couldn't even talk on the phone and be on the internet at the same time. Now we got the ability to talk on the phone and be on the internet. My son will be 4 in October, and he can show you how to navigate through YouTube, take a picture, games, delete stuff, skip ads on YouTube, click on a certain video. That's like, I don't remember. Well, you know, we didn't have YouTube when I was younger, but it's just amazing how far we have came. And I ain't even really get deep into everything. I'm gonna have to make a part 2 on this, because there's so much stuff from the past that we do so differently and that we don't even acknowledge anymore, honestly. Like I said, do kids still have water gun fights? Well, probably not, because we don't have any friends outside. All of our friends is online playing Grand Theft Auto and stuff like that. But you used to be able to go and get different type of water guns. You know, how your little water gun fights. And it's like, we don't do any of that anymore. And like I said, and times have changed. It's not like you can say, all right, I'm going to make you do this. You got to kind of move along with the times, man. And it's pretty real. We don't even have to watch news at home no more. You get you the news app. You know, every news station got an app now. You could pull it up on your phone. And remember the TV Guide? Oh, man. You used to have to wait for your TV to roll all the way back around just to see what you wanted to see on the channel you was watching, or to see what was coming on next. And it's always when you get there, you miss it. So you would turn away from it. And then when you go back, you miss it again. But now we got them on the phones, or we could search it on the internet and different things. We've come a long way from how we used to be. And it just happens so fast, we don't even notice. You know, it's just that quick. You know, so I think we need to pay a little bit more attention to some of the things in everyday life and just think about how it used to be for us and just remind our kids how good they got it. Dear Love, T. Shaw, I'm out of here.